Hi, welcome back to the Buxom Boudoir Studio. Today I have a DIY for my fellow photographers who are in small studio spaces like I am. My boudoir studio is in a relatively tiny space. What's funny is when I moved into this space though, it felt like the Taj Mahal to me because before moving into here, I was in a small basement, and prior to that, I was photographing out of a very tiny bedroom in my townhouse. So I've been doing boudoir photography for 8 years, and I have always photographed clients in tiny spaces, which has made me get very creative with how I utilize my floor space and my wall space and all of that. Because when you're working with, like 500 square feet, you got to get creative and figure out how to make the most out of that space. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So behind me, where I have some examples of my artwork hanging up, this is actually where I do headshots and I hang all of my backdrops. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Prior to me creating this space as my designated backdrop area, I would have to haul out the stands. I'd have to put them in the middle of my studio. I'd have to move all my furniture out of the way, hang up the paper roll or hang up the fabric. I have windows on one side of my studio, so I'd have to be like, please, not a ton of weird window light. And I'd have to haul my lights over there. I don't know, it's just like a huge thing. And I wanted something that was much easier, and I wanted something that was less intrusive into my space. Just something that I could leave up all of the time. And that's exactly what these are. So today I'm going to take you through how to build a DIY photo backdrop spot, I guess, in your tiny studio if you are working with limited space like I am. So step number one, we're going to take these images down off of the wall. So I've taken down the artwork. I'm not going to worry about the nails or the command strip. That's going to be covered with a backdrop, so I don't care. What you need for this project is a decent chunk of wall space, and then you need to go and purchase something at a hardware store called a flat bar. You want a slotted flat bar or a flat bar with holes. And that's really all these are. I believe these are 3 feet, and I just went to Home Depot's website today. They're just under $12 for a 3-foot segment and $24 for a 6. So depending on where you're shopping, it's going to be a little bit different. What's really, really important is that the metal you're purchasing has to be magnetic. You need it to be magnetic, okay? So either look up what metals are or aren't magnetic, or bring your magnets with you. So we've got the wall, we've got our flat bars, and I didn't do it. My husband screwed them into the wall for me. I have 2 on the top and then I have 2 on the bottom, so that when I hang up my backdrops, I can just magnet them on the top and the bottom to keep them flat and flush against the wall. Do a better job measuring your backdrops than I did, because I'm pretty sure the one I use the most doesn't actually reach the bottom, but that's okay because it still works. And for headshots, I don't really care what's going on down here anyways. You can also use paper really, really easily and magnet the paper to the top and then bring it down. You're just going to have a hard time keeping your paper on the roll if you want to do this. So what I like to do is actually just kind of flip it in reverse. So I'll take my paper roll, and instead of putting the roll at the top, I will magnet the end of the paper at the top and then let the roll come out across the floor. So then you don't have to worry about cutting your paper and wasting a lot of paper. So that's what I do. But today, I'm going to show you how to do this with a fabric. So here is my fabric backdrop. Now that we've got our flat bars installed and we're happy with where they are on our wall, the only other 2 things you need is a backdrop and heavy-duty magnets. Backdrop really doesn't matter. You just want it to be on the thinner side. I get my backdrops from katebackdrop.com. They have a ton of different options, paper or fabric. This is fabric, and it's relatively thin, which means that my magnets, because I get the heavy duty ones, won't have any problem sticking to my metal. Now, for magnets, I recommend getting a magnet with some kind of base, something with either a hook or a metal handle, just something that you can grab onto, because the stronger the magnet, the harder they are to get off of your flat bars. So let's go ahead and hang up this backdrop so you can see what I'm talking about. The reason you want very strong magnets is because I want this backdrop to be as taut as possible. Now, if you are a smarter person than me and you're better at measuring things than I am, all right, there's a reason I'm in a creative field and not a mathematical field. You probably installed the bottom of your flat bars to be lined up with where your backdrop is. I didn't do that. So in the future, when I purchase backdrops, I make sure they are either the same size or longer than where my flat bars are. But guess what? I already had this one and we're not going to get rid of it. We're going to use it. So what I would do if I was photographing a client and I wanted it to be taut, I would just take painter's tape and tape it down. Easy peasy. But again, you're smarter than me. So you measured everything correctly and you're going to take 2 more magnets and you are going to magnetize the corners to the bottom of your flat bars. And now you have a nice, taut, beautiful backdrop that took you what? A minute to hang? It's so much easier than getting out the stands, getting out everything, trying to move your furniture around, and trying to figure out how am I going to have enough space. I will never go back to doing that if I'm working in a small space. If I had all of the space in the world, maybe I'd still, bust out the stands, or I'd get one of those really cool paper roller things that installs on the wall and lets you have like 5 different paper backdrops set up that you can just shimmy down. I just don't have the space for that. I need to have my artwork displayed somewhere, and I don't have any other space or any other like wall area for a backdrop. So it's got to go here, and this is how I'm making it work. If you have a small space, you just got to get creative. Think outside the box a little bit. Think about how you can use tools that aren't necessarily for photography, but in a photography way. Do I know what a flat bar is used for normally? Nope, couldn't tell ya. Does it work great for this? It sure does. So, in summary, all you need: a flat bar with holes, screws to install said flat bars, a backdrop, either thin cloth or paper, and some heavy-duty magnets with a handle, and boom, you're all set. You can hang up your backdrop easy peasy, get those headshots, get those individual beauty portraits, and you're done. Let me know if this was helpful or if you have any other tips for small studio spaces in the comments. I would love to hear them. Make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm always putting out helpful boudoir tips or photography tips, or I don't know, just anything in like the self-love world. I got all of that here, and I will see you all again next Saturday for another video. Bye.